So if you like the idea of Lian Li Uni fans but aren't a fan of ARGB, Lian Li have got you covered with their new P28 Uni fans, which come with all the convenience of Lian Li Uni fans but without any ARGB on them. So if you don't completely hate ARGB, there is this optional side ARGB kit that you can add on to the fans. So in this video I'm going to be giving you a really detailed look at everything here. So the P28 fans are available in both black and white, and the first thing I'm noticing looking at them is we've actually got 9 fan blades, whereas the standard Lian Li Uni fans all have 7, so this should give us improved static pressure. Take a look at the back of the fans and you'll see these aren't simply Lian Li Uni fans that they removed the ARGB from, they have some of their own unique features. And you can see the fans have 3 different speed settings. In the low mode, the maximum speed is 1300 revs per minute. In the medium mode, we're up to 2200 revs per minute, while in the high speed mode, it's 2600 revs per minute. And I'll show you how to adjust the speed of the fans later on. As the P28 name suggests, these fans are 28mm thick. And you can see from the side, the P28 fans look an awful lot like the L120 Uni fans. But obviously looking at them from the front, you can see they're very different fans. We've got the 9 fan blades instead of the 7 here, and absolutely no ARGB on the fan blades compared to the ARGB that we're going to have here. And again, on the back of the fans, you're getting much less bling. We don't have any silver medallion. We've just got a little plastic cover with our specs written on it. And the other thing to point out, you'll notice here we've just got 1 cutout with cables in it, whereas here we've got 2. So we take a look at the back of the box, you can see the lowest speed these fans will run at is 200 revs per minute, and the maximum speed depends on whether you've got the fans in the low, medium or high setting. And obviously that's going to affect both the airflow and the air pressure, and as well the noise levels. So comparing with the Lian Li L120 Uni fans, when the P28 fans are running in their medium settings, they offer better airflow, better static pressure at lower noise levels. And the other advantage is they run as low as 200 revs per minute, whereas the L120 Uni fans V2 run as low as 250 revs per minute. And again, you've also got the option then to turn up the speed of these to high if you need more airflow and more static pressure. And that is only going to cost you an extra 3 decibels in terms of noise levels. So in terms of joining the fans together, the process is exactly the same. You're going to simply want to slot them together and push into place. So like with the other revised versions of the Lian Li Uni fans, these little connectors on the ends are removable. It's just a simple matter of twisting them around and then pulling them out. And same thing with the other one, twist it round and pull it out. And again, if you're going to be mounting these on a radiator in particular, not having these connectors on the end is going to give you improved compatibility, particularly with the tubes. Then on the other end, you're going to plug the connector for the fan cable into here, and it's just a simple matter of lining the cable up with a connector and pushing into place. And you can see that this is quite recessed on this side, which again is going to give you good compatibility. On the other end of the cable, we've got a 4-pin PWM connector, and with the triple fan pack, you get this little controller. So it's just a matter of plugging into the controller. On the other end of this, we've got a 4-pin PWM fan connector, which you're going to plug into a fan header on your motherboard. And then we've got some buttons on this controller to adjust the fan speeds. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and plug these into a computer, and I'll show you how this little controller works. Okay, so we take a little look at our controller. You can see we've got 3 settings on it, low, medium and high. And we've got a white light over the medium setting, indicating the fans have got the medium maximum fan speed at the moment. To adjust the fan speed, all we need to do is press this button. We've got a green light over low, and you'll notice the fans then will reduce in speed. And if I press the button again, it's going to go red over the high setting, and then the maximum fan speed will then change to the highest setting. So this little controller can control up to 6 of the P28 Uni fans. You can join 6 fans directly together, or in the box with a triple pack of fans, you get this little connecting cable allowing you to join 2 groups of Lian Li Uni fans together. So if you haven't already removed them, you're going to need to remove the connectors from the end of the fan. And then it's just a matter of lining the connector up with the holes in the fan. And once you've got them lined up, pushing down to lock it into place. On the other end of the cable, we've got a connector very similar to what we've installed in our first group of Lian Uni fans, and it's going to go into here on our second group. So it's just a matter of lining it up with the connector and pushing into place. There we go, using our connecting cable, this little controller is able to control up to 6 Lian Li Uni fans in whatever order you want to connect them up to. So you could have 1 fan and 5, 2 fans and 4, or 3 and 3 like we have got here. And then pressing the button on the controller, you're going to be able to adjust the fan speed of all 6 of the fans. So now I want to come on to show you how to install the optional ARGB side lighting kit. So the first thing for us to do is remove the side of the fans, and all you're going to want to do is get your finger under here and try and pop it off. And then same thing on the other side. So you can see removing this, it does bend a little bit, and Lian Li say you should be able to do this up to 15 times. Then we can take our ARGB adapter, we'll line it up with the fans, and then it's just a little bit of pressure on it to get it to clip into place. So one important thing I do want to point out, you'll notice we've got a white connector on one end of this ARGB adapter and a black connector on the other. So the white connector is your input, the black connector is your output. So when you're lining these up on your Lian Li Uni fans and you're grouping Lian Li Uni fans together, you're going to want to make sure that a white connector goes into a black connector and a black connector goes into a white connector. And then when you're plugging your input cable in, making sure you plug it in to the white connector. Okay, so that's all three of our Lian Li Uni fans loaded up with the side ARGB lighting bars, and you'll notice we've got the connectors white always on the same end. So it's just a matter of lining the fans up together and pushing into place exactly as what we have done before. Then we've got one of these little connectors to go between each of the Lian Li Uni fans. Just a matter of lining it up and then pushing into place. As we mentioned, the black end is your output, and if you're not going to be linking this up to another group of Lian Li Uni fans, there's this little cover plate which just goes on to the end. And then on the end with the white connector, we're going to plug in our input cable. So it's just a matter of lining it up at the side and pushing into place. So if we take a look at the other end of the cable, we've got a standard JST connector, and this can be plugged directly into a Lian Li Uni fan hub if you have one. If you don't have a Lian Li Uni fan hub, because one doesn't come with a triple pack of fans, that's not a problem. You can simply plug into this little adapter which comes with a triple pack of fans, and that's then going to give you a standard 3-pin 5V ARGB connector, and you're going to be able to plug that directly into an ARGB header on your motherboard. So we've got a daisy chainable connector here allowing you to plug in another group of Lian Li Uni fans, and this is going to mean that the one cable is going to allow you to control the ARGB lighting on up to 6 Lian Li Uni fans. The other way to link up two groups of Lian Li Uni fans is to use this connecting cable. Importantly, you don't want to install the end cap on the side of the fans that you plugged the input into, and then it's just a matter of pushing this cable down from the top. And then on the other end of the cable is exactly the same connector. So again, line it up and push into place. So the only side issue I can see with linking the fans this way is you're going to need two cables to connect them, one for the ARGB and one for the PWM signal, whereas with most Lian Li Uni fans, the linking cable is just one cable which controls both PWM and the ARGB. So I've gone ahead and dimmed the lights to give you a look at what the ARGB lighting bars on the side of the fans look like. And I do think this looks pretty good. The important thing to remember is you're only getting ARGB on one side of the fans. If we turn them around, you can see the rest of the fans are going to be completely black, and it's just on this one single side that you're going to have your ARGB. So depending on how you have them set up in your case, it's going to look good. But really you're going to want to have this, I think, facing the front to get any benefit from it. So if we look at the fans from the side, the lighting actually reminds me an awful lot of the SLV2 Uni fans, and looking in from the side you can see the lighting actually looks fairly similar, although we do have much bigger lighting bars on the SLV2 Uni fans. But where actually there is a really big difference between these fans is from the front. You can see the RGB lighting effects on these SL120 V2s go all the way over the front and also onto the back of the fans, whereas on the P28s it's literally just on the one side and there's no ARGB anywhere else on these fans. So that's a quick run through Lian Li's new P28 Uni fans. I think it's great to have an option now without any ARGB on it, and these fans seem to offer some improvement in terms of performance as well, which is absolutely great. So I do think the majority of people will be using these in a blackout build without the side ARGB kit. And the big reason for this is Lian Li's other Uni fans do ARGB much better. You're going to have ARGB on the front and on both sides, and as well on the back of all those fans. Whereas with this one, with the side ARGB kit, you're just getting ARGB on the side. And it is a lot more hassle having to take bits off the fans, clips bits on, and add an extra wire to control it all. So I think for me, if you want a blackout build, this is great to have this option. And if you want ARGB on your fans, buy the fans that have the ARGB built into it. But it is good to have this as an option, because there will be some people who really like the option of being able to use the fans in one build with no ARGB and add them into another build and add some ARGB into it as well. So really looking forward to getting these fans into a build on the channel. If you have enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching.